All right, so let's just jump right in because this is big. Out of what feels like nowhere, China has just dropped an absolute bombshell on the global AI race. We're talking about a brand new Photonic Quantum AI chip. And the performance claims they're making, well, they sound almost too good to be true. But here's the real kicker. This isn't some far-off, futuristic tech that's stuck in a lab. No, the story here is about hardware they claim is being rolled out right now. Now, to really get why this is such a massive deal, you have to understand a huge problem that's brewing in the background of the entire AI industry. It's this fundamental question. As our AI models get more and more powerful, are we about to run smack into a wall? And I'm not talking about a processing power wall. I'm talking about an electrical power wall. And believe me, this problem is very, very real. I mean, you have data centers that are literally choking on their own heat. The electricity bills to train these gigantic AI models, they're just soaring into the stratosphere, sometimes costing even more than the expensive hardware itself. And at the end of the day, we're pushing the absolute physical limits of what our traditional electron-based chips can do before they just, well, melt. It's become a huge, unavoidable bottleneck. So that begs the question, right? If computing with electricity is hitting a dead end, what's the alternative? Well, this is where things get really fascinating. The answer might be to stop using electricity to push data around and instead use the fastest thing we know of in the entire universe, and that's light. Welcome, my friends, to the world of photonics. Okay, and this is where the basic physics just completely changes the game. Think about a regular GPU. You're basically forcing electrons through tiny copper wires. It's like a traffic jam. You're fighting against physical resistance, which wastes a ton of energy and kicks out a crazy amount of heat. But photons, these are particles of light. They're a whole different animal. They zip along at the speed of light with pretty much zero resistance. That means they stay cool and deliver information way, way more efficiently. This isn't just an upgrade, you guys. This is a complete paradigm shift in how we even think about computing. And that brings us right back to the headline news. A team from a company called CHIPX, working with another called Turing Quantum, has just pulled the curtain back on what they're calling the world's first truly scalable, industrial-grade optical quantum chip. So let me be clear, this is not just a concept on a whiteboard. This is a physical piece of hardware they're holding in their hands. And this is the number that just made everyone's jaw hit the floor. 1,000 times. Not 10% faster, not even twice as fast, 1,000 times faster than the top-of-the-line NVIDIA GPUs we all rely on today. Now, look, a claim that big absolutely demands some serious scrutiny, right? It sounds like straight-up science fiction. So what does it actually mean? Okay, so here's the all-important fine print. This thing is not 1,000 times faster at running your favorite video game or browsing YouTube. No. The claim is that it can accelerate very specific, super complex AI jobs. We're talking the kinds of things you see in high-frequency finance, advanced biomedicine, and aerospace by up to 1,000 times. And those are exactly the fields where these computational bottlenecks are the most painful.
So you're probably asking, how in the world is this even possible? Well, the secret sauce is this incredible material called thin-film lithium niobate. The best way to think about it is like a perfect, frictionless superhighway built just for light. By totally mastering this material, they've been able to shrink down and cram over 1,000 different optical components. We're talking tiny lasers, switches, and sensors onto one single solid chip. This monolithic design, where everything is built as one integrated unit, that's the key to its insane power. It's a truly world-class feat of engineering.
But look, a powerful chip in a laboratory is one thing. We see those all the time. The part of this announcement that is truly a game changer, the part that has investors and entire governments suddenly paying very close attention, is where this is happening. It's not just in a research paper, it's on a factory floor. In this quote from the researchers themselves, it just says it all. When they call their creation an industrial-grade product, that's not just marketing speak. That is a massive signal. It marks a huge shift in mindset, from treating this technology like a fragile lab experiment to seeing it as something ready to be plugged into a real-world data center right now. And focusing on that industrial angle has a jaw-dropping impact on how fast they can move. Get this. The researchers claim that these complex systems, which used to take a full 6 months to put together and calibrate, can now be deployed in just 2 weeks. For anyone who follows for quantum computing space, you know that kind of speed up is, well, it's just insane. And they're not just talking, they have a factory to back it up. They've got a new pilot production line that can apparently churn out 12,000 of these advanced wafers every single year. Now, let's be real. In the grand scheme of global semiconductor manufacturing, that's a drop in the bucket. But for quantum-class photonic hardware, that is a very serious number. It's a signal that this has moved from just speculative R&D into an actual producible asset. And that's the kind of milestone that turns a cool theory into a real live market threat. And maybe the craziest part, they're doing it all themselves. They have built a completely self-contained, closed-loop ecosystem. That means from the initial chip design to the fabrication, the packaging, all the way to final testing, it's all happening under one roof. In today's world of tangled supply chains and intense geopolitical tech battles, that kind of independence isn't just a nice little advantage, it's a strategic weapon. Now, it's really important to remember that this announcement didn't just happen in a vacuum. What this does is officially turn up the heat on a whole new global race for the future of computing hardware. See, while everyone's been laser-focused on the traditional silicon battle, this other race, the race in photonics, has been quietly accelerating in the background, and now it's front and center. And if you take a step back and look at the global landscape, you can see that every major player is placing a different bet on the future. The US, for the most part, is focused on silicon photonics, trying to adapt the manufacturing we already have. Europe is leaning hard into a different material called indium phosphide. But China? They've just pushed their bet on thin-film lithium niobates, all the way from the lab to a working factory. They're not just betting, they're getting ready to ship. Okay, so let's boil this whole thing down. What do you really need to take away from this? Number one, the current way we're building AI hardware just isn't sustainable. It's hitting a massive power and heat wall. Number two, photonics. This idea of computing with light looks like a really powerful way to get around that wall. And number three, and this is the most important one, China just showed the world they can leapfrog from the research phase straight to industrial scale production. The race for the future of AI hardware, it's not just about NVIDIA and silicon anymore. There is a new and very, very serious competitor on the field. Which really just leaves us with one final fascinating question to chew on. For decades, the entire story of modern computing has been the story of the electron. But as we stare down the barrel of the massive, almost unimaginable computational demands of the future, are we about to turn the page on that story? Are we about to enter a totally new era? An era where our biggest challenges in AI are solved not by electricity, but by light itself?
Thanks for watching. Before your Wi-Fi drops, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Stay sharp, stay curious, and keep guarding the trends.